guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here to do Roxy's weekly challenge, and I'm just checking on my thingamabob to just check which number we're on. So we're on week number 2, and the title is, let me just check that I'm going to get this right, because I don't want to kind of make a mistake. So we're doing large pockets from one book page with raised flowers. That was her challenge for this week. And yeah, I'm going to be using these book pages here. So yeah, kind of, they look to me like they're probably a similar size to what she used. Now, she has said using one book page. Now, I don't know whether I'm going to actually go in and kind of glue 2 together, just because I don't trust myself to not tear these, if I'm truthful. So I might actually glue these together just for, you know, extra robustness, and then come back. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so for some reason that seemed to take me forever to do those. But they're all done now. So yeah, I've got a bunch of the book pages now, and they're all stuck together. Now, I think these are kind of pretty similar to the Patricia Varimontes, you know, what I would describe as her basic kind of book page pockets. In that, you know, we're just going to literally fold the pocket up. Now, I know that Rachel over at Roxy Creations, she did cut her edges down, so she kind of took off the tatty part. So I might do that with these. I don't know whether I'll do it with all of them. So I'm just going to have a look at my clock. Or, yeah, oops, hold on. Right, I'm so sorry about that. It's obviously going to be one of those days. So, right, just having a look at my phone. So, yep. Going to kind of set it for roughly 40 minutes. I don't probably need to actually have a timer as such, but yeah, we're just going to kind of do for about 40 minutes, because that's what, you know, Rachel kind of did in her challenge. So oops, now I've flicked my phone off the screen. I can't now see. Right, okay, so yeah, we're just going to kind of get cracking really with them now. Now, her challenges, you know, they're wonderful no pressure challenges, because she doesn't kind of have like, oh, you've got 40 minutes, you've got to make, you know, X amount, you've got 40 minutes, you're doing it by the timer or anything like that. It's just approximately 40 minutes, and it's all very kind of relaxed and laid back. So, you know, we don't need to kind of get in a panic about it or anything. So I'm just going to go up like that. And then actually probably what we should do is a bit of a sort of assembly line style, which is exactly what she did. So I'll take all of my book pages and kind of fold them up for the, you know, the forming of the pockets like this, and then all the trimming, and then all the gluing kind of, you know, so we're doing kind of stages all in one go, because that's probably a little bit more efficient than, you know, just ad hoc randomly doing stuff. Okay. So yeah, I hope that everybody's doing well. I hope you're all having a good day. Maybe you are doing some crafting, having a nice time. I probably won't do kind of all of Roxy's weekly challenges. I know that last time I kind of dipped in and out, and I probably dip in and out a bit, you know, this time as well. I know, you know, obviously we're up to week 2. So yeah, hopefully we'll kind of, you know, just, yeah, dip in and out, like I say. So, but this one, I just thought, oh, they were such lovely pockets. Hers turned out so pretty. And I just couldn't resist. I thought, well, actually, they look very easy, very doable. And yeah, I just really liked the look of them. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take half of them, where I'm going to have half maybe with a sort of bit of a tatty edge. I quite like the look of the tatty edges. And then I will keep half not tatty edges. So I'm going to keep those kind of tatty. And these ones, I think I'm just going to trim down slightly. And when I say the tatty edges, I mean the bit, you know, where they've been torn from the book. So we will just cut those down like that. So, okay. I don't know how many weeks Rachel's running her challenges for. I can't remember how many she ran them for last time, and she may have said how many weeks she's running for the, you know, running them for this time, and maybe I have, you know, not heard her say. But yeah, anyway, they're good fun, aren't they? It's always nice to kind of you know, have a challenge to work with, because, you know, it's brilliant to have kind of a totally different kind of idea of something to do craft wise. So yeah, okay, okay, just gluing these down. Obviously you could sew these. I tend to sew these more, you know, if I'm doing like the Patricia style pockets, I do tend to normally stitch up the sides. I'm just not doing that really, because obviously where we're doing this challenge, it would require more stopping of the video, going across to my sewing machine, and, you know, then it's going to be just harder to kind of like try and keep, you know, to a 40-minute sort of video or timing, because in my mind I will then, oops, glue there, come out of my bike. I will lose track of kind of where we are, you know, and how long that we've done. So it's just kind of easier to use the glue. And I think, I'm certain I'm right in saying that I think Rachel just used the glue for these as well. So I'm in good company, as, you know, as that's what she used as well. So it's all good. There we go. Okay. So I just sold my daughter's old bike. So yeah, that's what that was, you know, the doorbell, because I had advertised her bike on, you know, Facebook Marketplace, and yeah, they'd just come round to get her bike. So that was good. That's, you know, something gone from, well, not really the house, but, you know, outside the house. And obviously it's good because, of course, you know, that's a bit of extra money. So yeah, it's all good. And, you know, it is hard selling things, isn't it? Getting rid of things. But yeah, that was all, you know, very handy. I mean, actually, I only listed it, I think, at the weekend, so it hadn't been, you know, it hadn't been listed for long. But yeah, I mean, everything's so expensive now, to be honest. I mean, the price of bikes is just ridiculous. I mean, you know, they've just gone absolutely crazy. Right, so that's my little pockets. Now, what I'm going to do, obviously, you know, these are raised flower pockets. So they are the book pages with the raised flowers. Now, I've created some of these little printables with some flowers. I'm just going to have a sip of my tea. With some flowers here. And I've got two different types. So I've got some flower scraps, or scrap flowers. These are like the Victorian scrapbook type flowers. And then I've got these ones as well, which are just, you know, some vintagey type looking flowers. So I'm just going to cut down a few of these. So I think what I'll do is cut around here. Now, I have to say, Rachel, she did that, what I would always call kiss cutting. And I think that is the official term, but yeah, she did like kiss cutting of her flowers. And she made such a brilliant job of it. And I know that I've talked about this lots of times. I am just the most hopeless kiss cutter on the planet. So I may have to actually go in and sort of cut mine more closely. Although having said that, this one's very, very fussy. So I may kind of kiss cut some, and then I may, you know, more fussy cut some. So yeah, I don't know whether that's the correct term. You know, the definition of kiss cutting as opposed to fussy cutting. I don't know. Anyway. So just because this has got lots of those little leaves, so it actually is very fiddly to go in and fussy cut this, particularly because I'm obviously trying to do a few of these pockets, you know, in reasonable time, obviously 40 minutes. So yeah, it's just going to prove a bit quicker to just, you know, kiss cut this rather than fussy cut that. Now, I'd already gone in a bit close to that when I cut these off the page, so you know, that's already a bit of a mucked up corner, but I mean, it doesn't matter, to be honest. So it's all fine. Okay. Like that. Okay. Okay, so that one, let's do this lovely bright pink one. So, I mean, actually, perhaps I will go in and kiss cut all of these because actually they've all got quite tiny leaves and are quite fiddly. So I'll just kind of do similar with this one. Okay. I love the concept of the raised flowers for these pockets. It's, you know, they just produce a really nice kind of different look, really. You know, because the finish of the pocket is obviously with the raised flower kind of sections, which was nice. You know, it made them look very pretty. And it just kind of then took them to a slightly different look to like the Patricia book page pockets. So, and I think that's what we're doing, isn't it, really, with the junk journals is, you know, just very, very subtle differences can really make quite a big difference to the pieces that we make. So, you know, just by literally having a raised flower, and by raised, I'm meaning overhanging the actual pocket, if that makes sense. You know, that can really change the whole look of the pocket. So, you know, it's surprising the kind of differences that can be made by really quite subtle changes to the, you know, to the formation, but they make actually then a very big difference in the overall finished kind of result or the finished look. Okay, like that. Okay. Oops. Right, and then I will cut out a couple of the, you know, the scrap flowers as well, just so as we've got obviously some different looks, because I don't want them all to look, you know, the same. I mean, not that they will look the same, because obviously the flowers are all, they're all different, so yeah, they're not really going to look the same, but you know, just so as we've got some, you know, quite different looks, because those scrap flowers are, you know, they've got quite a different appearance to these, for example. So, okay. I'll just take that one down there. Okie dokie. Right. That looks pretty, doesn't it? So I'm just going to put these to one side for a moment. I might take some more of those in a minute, but just for the minute, I'm going to put them to one side. Let me just have a sip of my tea. Oops. Okay. So yeah, these have got quite a different look. So, you know, just by, again, mixing up the flowers, we're going to get quite different appearances in our pockets. Oh, I'm sorry if you can hear my little doggy. She's just kind of, she does this weird like groaning noise. I think I have mentioned it before, but you know, when she's kind of asleep, if she's being disturbed, so obviously my voice must be disturbing her slightly, she does this weird groaning, and yeah, she's just doing a little bit of that in the background there. So I think it's her way of saying, you know, be quiet, you're disturbing me. So yeah, it's cute noise, cute noise. Okay, so I mean, these are you know, from Victorian scrap pieces, you know, that would have been in a Victorian album. So, I mean, I guess really these would have been kind of maybe watercoloured or acrylic, or, you know, maybe, who knows, maybe oil painted or something originally. And then, you know, I guess printed on a sort of mass printed basis. But yeah, so I guess that's, you know, why they're going to have quite a different look, because they are, you know, they've been formed in a kind of different way, haven't they? So quite like the daffodils. I mean, not that it's feeling spring-like here at all at the moment. So got a little way to go, haven't we, before we're, you know, before we're feeling spring-like. I mean, there's been a couple of days where it's like, oh, the sun's out, it does feel spring-like, and then you step outside and it's like, what was I thinking? It feels nothing like spring. It's freezing out here. Yeah, so it's definitely not feeling spring-like, even if it, you know, sort of looks it at times. But yeah, I mean, daffodils, they're such pretty flowers, aren't they? They really do kind of like make your kind of heart sing, don't they, when you see them? Because they just do signify, you know, oh, it's the start of spring, and, you know, everything's coming up. And yeah, just I love seeing them. And they're everywhere, aren't they? You know, in spring, the daffodils, they literally are everywhere. They are in the UK. I mean, again, I don't know whether that's a kind of general thing or whether that's just a UK thing. I don't know. You know, I'd love to hear, do daffodils, are they everywhere? Do they come up everywhere? And I'm probably just sounding really stupid here, but I kind of think, well, I'm not sure whether I've really seen them or not in other places. So, yeah, let me know below. Do you have daffodils where you are? You know, or is that kind of just a UK thing? You know, and maybe you kind of like are more in a constant climate, in which case, you know, do you have daffodils kind of just all year? Yeah, I don't know kind of what their, you know, what their story would be for a daffodil, but definitely over here, they are just really a spring thing. We don't tend to kind of have them, you know, for the rest of the year. I don't know. I mean, I'm no gardener, it's got to be said. So, yeah, I've no idea, you know. Yeah, I don't know why they don't come up the rest of the time. Perhaps they just couldn't really live that long. I don't know. No idea. I'm just completely showing my ignorance when it comes to all things botanical, really. But anyway, I do love seeing them. They are super, super pretty. And you know, they just do honestly make you kind of like have a spring in your step and be like, oh, spring's on its way, you know, then it's going to be summer. They just make you feel lovely when you see them. Well, they make me feel lovely anyway. So, yeah, I'm sure I can't be alone in that. Right, making a terrible job of cutting this. Too much chatting, not enough concentrating on what I'm doing. Oops. Not doing a good job. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut this one out, so let me just finish my tea quickly. Yeah, just so that we've got, you know, a few different looking kind of flowers. So oops. Yeah, it's still chilly, so I've still got my little fan heater on in here. So, yeah, it's pretty good, to be honest. I mean, I think I have talked about it before. It does kind of warm the room up quite a bit. So it's one of them things that you kind of, you know, in the end you think, oh, is it making much difference? But it's probably making more difference than I realised. You know, I suspect if I were to switch it off, I'd kind of think, wow, it's making a huge difference, you know, because it would suddenly feel absolutely freezing, I'm sure. But yeah, the type of thing that, you know, once it's been on for a while, you could start to think, oh, I don't know how much, you know, how much difference it's actually making. But yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is making a difference. Okay. There we go. So, got our few flowers here, so that's all a good start. Right, let's have a look. So I know that Rachel also, she kind of clipped her corners on some of her pockets. So I might do some things like that as well, just to kind of like add a bit of, you know, bit of different kind of looks. So for instance, this, I don't know whether this was one that I did trim the edge down or not now, but I'm just going to go in and trim the edge down. Just going to trim along the top as well. And then I'll just trim down this side. Just so as my pocket's slightly smaller. Oops, like that. Okay, here. And then we could just go in and round these corners. And I'm just going to glue this down. Just being like really lazy going in with my hot glue. Totally no need to use hot glue at all. But can just go in with my corner rounder. And again, you know, I quite like it when you just mix it up. So maybe just, you know, just round the corners on the bottom or something, or just round the corners on the top. You know, I think that's quite nice to do different types of things. So now I've got some of my what's the word? Damask. My damask background pages here, which I thought would look quite nice with some of these pockets. So, and you know, these papers are proving really useful because they're very, you know, basic kind of pattern, which obviously, you know, is great because it kind of fits with so many different types of looks. So I'm just thinking, do we want this at the top? So just going to go in here and maybe just have that kind of glued down there. And then this book page coming up here, unless I have it this way round. Have the flower there. No, yeah, I think I definitely want it like that. So I'm just going to trim this down. Oops, trim this down on the side, and then just a bit across the top. Okay. So yeah, and just have it sort of like that, I think. Just take that little bit off. Okay, oh, don't do this now. Don't know why my glue's now messing about. Oh! Sometimes it's like it just knows, isn't it? It's like, oh, you're doing a video, I'm going to muck about now, misbehave. Oh, why is this happening? I mean, honestly, you don't normally have them mucking about when you've got the Sugar Bell bottles, do you? In fact, normally it's the opposite and it's kind of gushing out. Oh, there we go. It's gushing out now. Oh dear. Right. Don't know why, but I always tend to put things over on the right, and I know I've talked about this before. Don't know whether it's because I'm right-handed. I know that Rachel over at Roxy Creations, she's actually left-handed, so quite interesting to see whether actually does she put things more on the left. You know, is that kind of more her leaning? Yeah, just a kind of observation really. You know, what do you guys do? Do you tend to put things over on the right? Do you think it's the kind of thing, you know, that if you're right-handed, you put them on the right, and if you're left-handed, perhaps you put them on the left? I don't know. Right, let's just see. Take that down there. So I'm kind of thinking actually we could have a bit of book page or a bit of the damask papers here as well. So yeah, I'm going to just glue this one down as well. Okay. Like that. And then this is going to go up here. Now I am thinking I possibly could have done with bigger flowers, so maybe I would be better off using some of these for this. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous is that one? Lovely, isn't it? So maybe the flower scraps are a little bit on the small side. Oh, that one's gorgeous, isn't it? Absolutely love how that looks. So what I'm going to do to get roughly where I want to glue my flower, I'm going to put my card down here like that and turn it over, and then I know that I want to glue roughly to the point of the card, just so as I kind of have a guide really of where I'm kind of doing my glue mark to, because otherwise I would definitely end up gluing that too far over the pocket. So again, going to do it here because I'm putting two flowers down next to each other. I'm going to do that again there like that, and then again glue that down like that. Oops. Right, oh, now I'm going to struggle with this. Ooh, didn't really give this much thought, did I? How I'm going to get in there. Right, okay. So like that. Okay? And then press that down. And that's just kind of kept that free from that pocket, the pocket edge. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue down there. Oh my goodness, how yummy do those flowers look? Absolutely love, love, love them. They are so pretty, aren't they? So let's just have a quick look and see what else I might have here that I could put with these. Oh, I should have printed off some of my bright butterflies. I have got some downstairs ready for fussy cutting, would you believe? But, you know, hey, what use are they downstairs? So I might put just that label in there, which looks quite pretty, doesn't it? Now I have got a little bit of lace here. I mean, I know it's quite big really, but I mean, could always kind of, yeah, maybe have it kind of along there. So let's just glue that down. Again, I'm just being really, you know, overkill here using my hot glue. But just, you know, it's making it instant. I don't have to then worry that it's not glued down. You know, it will be glued down. So a little bit of glue there, just over those flowers. And then what I'm going to just do here is just trim my lace down. So there and there. And then just across the top. Okay. Oh my goodness, how yummy does that pocket look? And to be honest, although this is not really kind of, you know, the flower that I was thinking, the butterfly I was thinking, because those flowers are so yummy and vibrant, actually it does look quite good, doesn't it? So just put that over to that edge. Oh, how lovely does that look? Oh, and just to let you know also, my flowers have been printed on, I think it's 230 or it could be 210 GSM. So it's not exactly card, but it is a lot thicker than, you know, thin copy paper. So yeah, I know I do say this all the time, but you know, I wouldn't have used, you know, thin copy paper for the flowers. So just, you know, if you're wondering kind of what paper I used. So how gorgeous is that? And actually I'm thinking maybe just a quick line of bling just to finish that off. So sorry about my arm reaching straight across the camera. I do apologise for that. I'm having to go to my little craft organiser. Come on, what have I done with my bling? Oh, that's not really right, is it? No. Ah, here we go. I knew I had some laying around somewhere on the desk and I just couldn't find it. Or do we want it in the butterfly? No, I think over here. So yeah, we'll just put that one down there. How pretty does that look? So yeah, absolutely love that. So let's just move that to one side. Right, let's do another one. I'll try and be a bit quicker at this one because that took ages, didn't it? So I do apologise. Right, let's just see, because like I said, I did bring along some of my damask papers and kind of thinking let's do a completely different looking pocket to what we did last, you know, on the last pocket. So I've got obviously some pinks here. So just seeing what this looks best with. I actually really like it with this colour. So yeah, that's kind of going with that. Oh, that's upside down really. Never mind. Right, let's do it from the left here. Let's just, you know, challenge ourselves to do it from the left, I think. So okay. Oops. Yeah, let's do that. So again, just going to glue this down. Do you know, I can't remember how many Rachel did, and I've got this weird feeling that she didn't kind of decorate them all. She kind of more just did the flowers, but I might be wrong. It's a couple of days now since I watched her video. I should have rewatched it really this morning, but I'd kind of watched it and thought, oh, that's going to be my, you know, my video for today, and yeah, kind of ran out of time to rewatch it, and so now I've got no idea whether she did a, you know, oh, I quite like that from there coming from the other side. Yeah, whether she did a sort of mass decorating or whether she just decorated just one at the end. I just remember really seeing one or two, you know, really nicely decorated. I don't know whether she did decorate all of them or not, but anyway. You know, these are just going to be kind of really nice basic pockets ready to use. So, you know, they're just going to be kind of a ready to go pocket. So, you know, you could always add extra things when you came to use them. So, there we go. But I do absolutely love the flowers. They look very pretty, don't they? Just got one of my labels there. And I quite like the fact that that's kind of black, like in a contrast. It's, you know, it's quite nice, isn't it? Having a contrast in colour. Or unless we want that over there. And then that down there, I think that looks nicer. So yeah, let's put this down here. I'm just trying to really crack on and not now deliberate too much, because I appreciate I was pretty rubbish just now and very slow. Slow and dithery. Right, let me just grab in some lace, because I do love to add lace. Now I have got some green lace here, which, ooh, that is very, very pretty, isn't it? So I'm actually thinking we could have had green lace right the way across. I mean, I was thinking just put like a little touch of it, but we could have had it going right the way across. But I think I will just do a little piece. But yeah, just going to tear that header off. Don't really like the big sort of header pieces. So maybe just have kind of it, you know, more like that, just going across some of it. Or do we want it? No, I do like it down there. So again, just going to kind of glue this down. Now I'm just gluing this very roughly, just so it's held in place. And then what I'm going to do is, like we did just now, put my card here, so as I know my gluing point for my flowers. Now I'm going to glue these with the hot glue because they're gluing over the lace. So lots of hot glue on the flowers, and then take my card, and then, oops, I want to kind of glue them down over that lace, and that's just holding the lace in place. So although I'd put a bit of glue down on that lace, it was just as a sort of you know, starting point really, to stop it moving about too much. So there we go. How gorgeous does that look? And again, I think what I'll do is just round the corners of that pocket. So just those. I mean, I really like the, you know, just some corners rounded, some not. You know, I think that's really pretty and kind of, you know, gives a sort of different look. So yeah, I'm going to leave the others not rounded. And I think that just makes it a bit more interesting, really. So loving how that looks. Now, do we want this one? Yeah, do love that. So again, just going to hot glue this down. Like that. Oh my goodness, how yummy and scrumptious is that pocket. Absolutely love it. So let me put that one to one side. Okay, let's do another one. I must keep an eye on the time. Oops. Oh my goodness, I've only got about 5 more minutes. I mean, hasn't that just flown by? It's literally whizzed and whizzed, hasn't it? So yeah. Right, let's have a bit of a look. Maybe these ones. Now, do we want to have these with, again, just thinking, you know, so things look different and my pockets don't all look the same. Perhaps we'll do something like this here. So yeah, just going to kind of like do a green piece, I think. Could have it there. Oh, I quite like it running down here, so I'm just going to cut this down. Oh my goodness. needs to come down way more, doesn't it? Yeah, way more. Okay, so just put this down. So actually this still will need trimming down more, but I'm just going to put it down in the first instance like that. Okay, and then just trim that off from the back. Okay. I don't know whether she actually put paper behind all of hers or not. I've got to be honest. Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, I do like the addition of the paper. I think it looks very pretty. Kind of makes them look a bit more interesting to look at, doesn't it? So on this one, just going to go along with this. Love these damask papers. They're very handy. You know, they're just like a sort of bit of a basic item. Oh, that one's got something written on there. Just spotted. Just take that out. Okay. Right. Oh dear. Okay, right, we'll put that down like that. Trim that out at the edge. Like that. Okay. So again, just going to round the corners. Now this time going to round maybe these two corners. You know, because like I say, it's quite fun when you just round different corners, you know. So the other two, we rounded like the bottom corners. This one, we've just rounded those two on the right edge. And how fun is that? You know, and it really kind of changes the look of the pocket, doesn't it? Oh my goodness, I love that one. That's probably my favourite one that we've done. Yeah, really, really love it. Now, having a quick look through my labels, I am kind of wondering, I have got those green labels, which, that's quite nice to be honest. That's very lovely. I mean, I was kind of thinking, oh, perhaps I could do one of my green, you know, labels from my historical buildings set. I'm not sure. They might be a bit too green. Let's just try this one. Because they are obviously quite bright compared to that damask paper, but I just thought, well, actually it might look quite nice. I mean, obviously also this has got those roses, which of course are not really in keeping with the, you know, the other green flowers. But what do we think? I think that is quite nice. So yeah, let's go for that, shall we? You know, sometimes it's just easy to do the safe thing, isn't it? And, you know, it's more fun, isn't it? To, you know, push yourself outside of your boundaries, really. And sort of do the more unexpected thing. So let's just glue that down. Right, now I am wondering if we want any lace on this. This is blue, I know. I know, you're probably thinking, what's she talking about? Where's blue come from suddenly on that? But I just thought I would try it. We've got obviously that green still here on the desk. So we could just have a little bit of green. Oh, that's quite pretty, isn't it? Let me just cut this out. So just really using this because it's kind of just here laying about. So just going to tear that down. Just don't like those header pieces much. So yeah, if we put that there, so let me just glue this down. And again, you know, this is just to kind of hold this in place whilst I put the flowers down, really. Like that. And then my flowers, I'm going to just put them there. Put the card behind for my little, you know, how to glue these down. Again, going to use the hot glue because I'm going over the top of the lace. And, you know, just because I say I'm doing that, I mean, that's not the only way to obviously glue down. It's just that, you know, I'm doing the video and it's a nice, quick and easy way to get that glued down onto the lace. Obviously, other glues would have still held that on the lace. You know, don't have to use hot glue. I could have used, I could have even just used tacky glue or Fabri-Tac or something like that. But I'm just doing a video and so it's nice and quick to do that. So, but, you know, if you haven't got hot glue, you don't need to, you know, you don't need to have hot glue. So just wondering if I could have that. Now I've got, just picking out any kind of like other blackish labels. I mean, that is different, obviously, but you know, just for a sort of dramatic effect, really. And these labels, they're all from the Junk Journal Basics kit. And again, just going to wet glue this one down. So let's pop that one down like that. Oh my goodness, how scrumptious does that look? Absolutely love, love, love how that looks. Each pocket actually I've liked better than the last. So yeah, the first one, it was okay, but this one I absolutely love. So yeah, they've kind of improved each one that I've done, I think. So this one, really, really love it. So that's that one. Right, I'm going to do one more just because otherwise I feel like I haven't really done many. So yeah, let's do one more. So let's do this one. I'm going to just take this down here. Okay. Now wondering, shall we do these daffodils? Did I do one with daffodils? No, I didn't. Yeah, let's do the daffodils. Now, what colour paper would we want with the daffodils, I wonder? I mean, it kind of would be good to use some of the papers that we've already torn, because otherwise, of course, I'm just accumulating more scraps, which, oh, it's the story of my life, really, and the story of probably all of our lives, you know, it's just accumulating endless amounts of scraps. But having said that, you know, there's no point using scraps if actually, using up the scraps if actually then you're going to create something that then you think, oh, I don't really like how that looks now. So from that point of view, I'm going to, yeah, tore another piece instead. So let's just go down here like that. Okay, let's just trim this down. Okay. Yeah, oh my goodness, how lovely does that look? So yeah, let's just pop this one down. Okay. Let's get my card, spread that glue. Okay. So yeah, I mean, they're very, very quick and easy pockets, aren't they? And, you know, they look so pretty. You know, and like with all these things, just because they look very, you know, sophisticated, it doesn't mean they have to be, you know, complicated or very time consuming to make. They actually are, you know, often simple is best. You know, often simple kind of produces the best things, doesn't it? So these are, you know, one of those instances, I think, where actually, you know, they've been very, very quick and easy, but actually produced something, you know, quite kind of sophisticated, I think. So again, just kind of thinking maybe use some of that green. I mean, it's just here anyway, so, you know, it's nice and easy to just grab what's laying around. Okay, again, just going to cut that header piece off of there. You know, just I prefer that scrappy kind of edge, really. Right. Okay. Put that down like that. Oh my goodness, how yummy does that look? So I'm going to just yet again kind of glue this lace in place, just so as it's roughly held like that. Okay, and then take my card, again, pop my card here along that edge, just so as I know, again, roughly where I'm gluing that flower to. So again, taking my hot glue and then just straight down on that edge there, like that, okay? Oops, like that. Oh, how yummy does that flower look? Looks gorgeous, doesn't it? And then, to be honest, you know, could even have maybe some flowers in the in the background. Let me just see how these would look. I know they're not daffodils, and so, you know, potentially it's maybe a little bit weird, but let's just see how they might look. And I did forget to ink up those daffodils, so I'm surprised that they look as okay as they do. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it could have that. I mean, that's more than a bit like a garden, isn't it, going on? So, yeah, should we do that? And actually, just before I glue these down, I'm just going to ink up those daffodils because I didn't ink them up, did I? So, yeah, let's just go in. I'm going to put my card down behind them, just so I'm not going completely all over, you know, the paper. I mean, I might ink the paper up anyway, but I don't want to have a situation where I've kind of inked it, you know, where I don't want it inked, if you see what I mean. So there we go. Oh my goodness, how yummy does that look? I mean, I'm not big on the botanicals. I know I've talked about this loads of times before, but yeah, for some reason I just always really struggle to do kind of botanically naturey type things. You know, so this is kind of, yeah, a bit different style for me. But how awesome and gorgeous do these look? They look lovely, don't they? So I'm just going to go around there with my blendy tool. Like that. And then should we have a label or something in the background as well? Just, you know, feel like it probably needs something else. So I just happen to have this green label. This is just from my labels set 2, I think it is. So yeah, let's just pop that one down onto there. Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. How scrumptious does that look? Absolutely love how that looks. Now, just having a very quick look to see if I've got any butterflies laying around. I feel like a butterfly is just, you know, what would finish this off perfectly. Hang on a second, I've got a little tin here beside me of other things. This is from some other bits that I've been working on. That's a bit weird. No. Oh, excuse me. Got this butterfly here, stamped one. It's not too bad. I don't know really whether I necessarily like that or not. Maybe I prefer it without. Oh, it's okay there actually, isn't it? I don't know. Don't know whether it's really showing up enough. It's one of those, you know, it's a stamped butterfly, but with script kind of through the butterfly. And actually, although it's really pretty and I do really love it, the script kind of almost prevents it showing up as a butterfly, if you know what I mean. It kind of like loses its identity slightly. Yeah, well, perhaps I'll leave it off. Perhaps I'll leave it off because I feel like I'm struggling to make it fit on there. So yeah. So yeah, I'm just having a look at the time. Oh, we've gone over as I always tend to do. So we have got 4 completely finished pockets here with the raised flowers. So absolutely love, love, love how they've turned out. I have to say, I think my favourite is this one. Let me know below which one is your favourite. And then I've obviously got 1, 2, 3, 4 more left to do, which of course I can do kind of in slow time or whatever, you know, off video, so that we're not kind of going way over that 40 minutes. But yeah, I really hope that you like them. And thank you so much, Rachel, for the brilliant inspiration. What a brilliant challenge. And yeah, thank you so much. And obviously, if you want the flowers or the damask papers or anything, they're all listed in my Etsy shop. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.